The flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember White?
Here.
Councilmember Freeberg?
Here.
Councilmember Fairley?
Here.
Councilmember Parker?
Here.
Councilmember Thomas?
Here.
Before I go on to presentations, we had invited Easy Fiber to come to our workshop tonight, and they didn't show up. So, I will have an update. I texted the gentleman who was here last time, said I would call him tomorrow, talk to him, and then we'll have him here on the 27th. I was just saying, maybe I was here to talk about Easy Fiber, but I don't have any presentations tonight.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Second. A motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Reports, Mr. White.
Yes, I attended the Public Issues Committee meeting, of which I'll discuss more in the next thing, but I just wanted to say that the council chamber in Renton is really beautiful. We should have something like that, where each councilman gets his own office and everything. It was really nice. Yes.
We don't live on the same planet. Thanks, Mr. White.
You're welcome.
Councilperson.
I attended both Easter egg hunts and had a great time, and I also helped out with senior lunches last week. That's it.
Thank you, Councilmember Fairley.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and just pass.
Okay. Thank you. Leave us in the dark. Dr. Parker.
I've had a great couple of weeks. I'm still working on looking at compensation for city council members. We get our flat $300 a month, but we're looking at like incentives or other stipends that we can offset costs. So I'm still working on that. Some cities have internet stipends, other places have allowances, so we're just gonna look and see what fits the best for our city. So report to follow. I signed up for the it was a housing mini academy for elected leaders. It's going to be in May 15th, and they have the American Planning Association, Washington Chapter Housing Development Consortium of Seattle, King County, Puget Sound Regional Council, and the College of Built Environments at UW. I also met with the William Towie. He is, I think I'm saying his name right, King County Regional Homeless Authority. I met him at the last SCA Mixer. So I'm hoping to get a lot more information on what's coming, almost like, you know, what's in the future and what do we need to do now to prepare for that. So I'll have more to follow. I signed up for the AWC annual conference with Mayor Troy and Councilmember White, so I'll be doing that this June. I am a friend of the library. I really believe that literacy is awesome, and if you're illiterate, you can be unstoppable. We're doing a Friends of the Library event where we're getting like donations for games, things like that to support communities. And I'm trying to work with Gary to like dovetail an event where we can have a game night here, sort of like what I do believe another community member did. So that's coming up, more to follow on that. And then I attended the Sound Cities Association work group. It was a mix, it was like a thing for small cities because we're really small and we have a lot of challenges in implementing top-down regulations. So the state, Department of Commerce, everybody wants us to do stuff and tells us to do stuff, but we don't have the same capacity as larger cities. So we worked together to think about how we are gonna distinguish our capacity relating to like economic capacity, infrastructure, land population, and how we can push back when like the Department of Commerce tells us that we have to build all these houses and we don't have land. What are we gonna do about that? So that's gonna be inside of my brain. And then it really helped me to think about West Algona Village and really looking at the west side of Algona and how we can develop that for the future, and how we can hopefully get some businesses, generate some more income, and start building Algona. So that is what I have been doing in the past couple of weeks.
Thank you. Councilmember Thomas?
Wow, how do you follow that? Well, I'm going to be like Councilmember Fairley and kind of hold my comments reserved. But I certainly wish Easy Fiber was here for the workshop. I had some pretty grueling questions to ask them about the incidents that set off a chain of events on 2nd Avenue North this past week. And got quite a few constituents that were without water for several hours. So anyway, so I can't wait for that 2 weeks from now when we can ask those questions. Thank you.
Chief Shrimpster?
Good evening, council. You got my written report in front of you. I'll start with personnel updates. So this week, Officer Lyons reached his end of probationary period, so he's now effective Friday. He'll be off probation and be a full-blown officer. That only leaves me with one person on probation. I also want to recognize Sergeant Fan and Officer Gerard. They hit their 3-year anniversary mark also on Friday. So they've been with the city, seems like just yesterday. Training update, this week we're doing in-service training in the community center. I'm bringing in a instructor, retired Sergeant Don Gula, and we're gonna be working on force options and de-escalation. We'll have the mats out, and we're gonna be doing some scenario, but that'll be downstairs. Just a lead program update. It was supposed to be in your packet to pay, but we got our first invoice from LEAD, but we've been collecting money because we got a grant from the Department of Commerce. We also have several members of the community, a few members of the community that have enrolled and are starting to work with the LEAD outreach team. For the audience, LEAD is law enforcement assisted diversion. So instead of, if someone needs some help with counseling or other things, then instead of putting them into the court system, we can get them diverted and get them those social services. The city received a grant for $850,000 to run the program for the next 3 years. So that one's kicked off. You'll see a check for the first couple of quarters starting back in September, and from the Public Defenders Association, who's our contractor for that. You guys remember Ms. Dugard coming to talk? So that's what that is. I wanted to make that very clear. Hazard mitigation, I'm gonna put my emergency management hat on. The hazard mitigation plan that you guys approved back in January has also been accepted by the King County and has been forwarded to the state and FEMA, which also qualifies us for BRIC funding, so the disaster preparation funding. So some of those projects that we identified on our hazard mitigation plan, i.e. the number one being improvements along the 167 ditch. We are completing, the Public Works Director is completing that grant as we speak, and we have to have it submitted by Friday to the state of Washington. I also, if you guys saw the news yesterday and today, the federal government went ahead and approved the the major disaster. So funds have opened up. I got that reimbursement form for all our expenses that was sent to me by FEMA today. It still had Mayor Hill on it, so I've got to get Mayor Linnell on the system. And of course, like any government system, it takes an act of Congress to get things changed on it. But we're in the process of getting that done. We have till May 2nd to submit for reimbursement. Then, again, continuing with the emergency management, I met with both King County Emergency Management Director and the Auburn Emergency Management Director. They're like, how does Algona do all this stuff? And I'm like, hey, we do it. We take care of ourselves. So it was a really, I met with them separately. I meet with the King County Emergency Management Director every quarter. Today was my first meeting with the Auburn. He wants to make it a monthly meeting, just trying to be good neighbors there. The last thing I'll end with in my report, this week is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, so our dispatchers. And I really want to recognize that they're a very important part of the first responder team, right? Sometimes when you're out there by yourself on a call late at night, they're your only means of communication. And so it's very stressful for them because they're hearing everything that's going on, but yet they can't do anything about it. So being a telecommunicator is a very hard job. And so back in 1981, it was established, National Telecommunicators Week. We're going to be bringing some stuff up, some goodies up to Valleycom, drop it off with our dispatchers and just tell them. But I want to recognize them today and the hard work that they have. Other than that, I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Chief Shefter. I'll put since Jessica's on maternity leave, I'll put the city administrator hat on. We just finished our audit, and we came out very, very clean. There was no, I can't remember what the term is, but there was not any findings that they particularly had. There was a few managerial things that we needed to correct. We no longer have to have an annual audit. We're not to have an audit now until 2027. For the last 4 years, we've had an annual audit. So it gets expensive and it takes a lot of time for a little bit of staff that we have. So we're real excited about that. Very disappointed that Easy Fiber didn't show up tonight. I'll be working with them, and like I said earlier, and then I'll put something out on the website once I talk to them. I'll put something on Facebook and let you guys know what I find out tomorrow when I talk to them and when they're going to be. They haven't done a lot of work. We stopped work again last week because of some issues with locating, and thought we had that straightened out, but they haven't come back to work yet. So I'll work on that and let everybody know what's going on as I get information. From there. That's all I have for this evening. Let's go to item number 8, the Sound Cities Association Public Issues Committee.
Yes, good evening. I attended this meeting, as I said, in written, and it was very interesting. In your, I don't know if everybody has, but in the councilman's packets, it talks about this hot sheet that was given out, and most of that is very interesting. But what I wanted to address to us is King County Wastewater Treatment Division has currently recommended a 12.75 monthly sewer rate increase, which raises the current monthly rate of $62.66 to $70.65. The sewer rate is forecasted to continue rising by double-digit percentages through 2032, resulting in the monthly sewer rate doubling by 2032 and more than tripling by 2042. SCA members have expressed concern about how multiple years of double-digit rate increases, particularly compounded with other utility rate increases, impacts affordability to ratepayers. So the SCA went to them and addressed that in this packet. They tried to address it by offering them to have a payback to the cities. And that first amount was 25% back to the city share, and they kind of balked on there, and they knew they didn't vote on that. Then they suggested a 20% city share, and that failed. And then they had a 12.5% city share, and that failed. So currently, there was no approval out of that meeting for anything to ease what they said. They're still working on it, it's still on the table, still being negotiated, and there will be some votes taken on it by the end of May, is what they said. I have information here, which I don't want to go through all of it, but talks about the amount of money that this would not even help, wouldn't even begin to meet their road and pass through anyway. So I can let anybody see it that wants to see it. And that's all I have. Is there any questions or comments?
Thank you for going to the meeting and updates.
For those of you who don't know what SCA is, South Cities Association was created. There's 39 cities in King County, and Seattle is one. And Seattle used to be able to get most everything went to Seattle because of the population. And we got together as the 38 cities, and we doubled Seattle's population by working, the 38 cities working together. Move on to audience participation. The City Council encourages public participation during meetings of the City Council and welcomes your comments. This time is set aside for you to speak to the City Council on any issue. The Council ordinarily takes non-intended matters under advisement before taking action. You're also invited to comment on action items as they are considered. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Considered during the meeting. Individual speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each in addressing the City Council. When addressing the City Council, please speak clearly, audibly, and state your name and address for the record.
Christopher Gomez, 527 Main Street.
Yes, Mr. Gomez.
The issue with the truck traffic and the speeding cars down Main Street, it seems to be more and more prevalent now. Between the four-wheelers, the mini bikes, and the side-by-sides, seem to be a problem. But the thing is, there's cars speeding anywhere over 35 to 45 miles an hour. And it's not the semi-trucks, it's now box trucks, which is gross rated at 26,000 and above. Seems to be an issue. I can't catch names, but a lot of them don't have a name, that's kind of odd. And by the time you call the phone number they're gone. That's how fast they're going out north and south. And I just want to know, do we have to have super fiber or easy fiber or whatever they are, tear up the side of Main Street? Because it seems like they have an issue of ripping up gas mains, water mains, probably now sewer lines too. I would prefer not to have it if that's going to be an ongoing issue in the city.
Right now, they're shut down.
Okay. And then
And it's not going to probably be for long.
to answer Councilman White's question about why don't they have offices is, well, in the city of Redmond, there's 106,000 people. And we only have 3,200 plus. And that goes the same thing, they're probably being paid $40,000 a year to be a council member. They can afford that because of the tax base. I don't see that happening here in Algona anytime soon, so I don't understand why there's such an issue about getting money to sit on the council member. Or when it's actually civil, we're going to sit there and can't help the city out.
Duly noted.
I can respond to the incentives and the stipends. It's not that I guess, yeah, I want to do my civil duty for sure. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that we're doing for you. Incentives aren't, or, incentives or stipends, that's not looking at a salary. That's just looking to offset some of the costs. So when we have to drive long places or when we have to go and meet people, it's a lot of time, and I believe we should be honored for that in the city. I think it's important, and that's why I'm working for that.
Okay, well, I'm a Teamster, retired, 30 years, and if I had anything to do with Teamsters doing anything, I donated my time, they never paid for my gas. But we have a metro car sitting out here in the parking lot that you can use this and take your own car. All you gotta do is sign up, and be able to drive and drive it. So you wouldn't have to use your own gas, it's electric on the can. So I'm kind of concerned, the spending of money through this council, that should be put to the city. We have streets that need fixing, we have sewer lines, we have storm drains, water mains, and we're worried about being subsidized for I get it, the gas is going up, and that's something that everybody has to suck out and tough it up about. Just have to cut it out. We have an electric car here. All you do is sign it out.
That's a great point. I would encourage you, Mr. Gomez, to come to these meetings and continue to follow this with
I
me.
get every meeting I can.
That would be great. I would appreciate your participation with me.
So I'll be there as much as I can.
The electric cars, Chris, cannot be used. They're for running seniors, and you have to go in a pair. And you've driven them, I've driven them, so I do have let me finish, I do have a city administrator car. An administrative car that we can use. I use it when I travel.
Okay.
And we're working on, they have to go through a driving class with the state of Washington, so it will be available for them to use.
All right.
And so I appreciate your opinion. Thank you. Maria?
Okay. Maria Taylor, and
Make sure you keep time.
This morning I sent a letter to the council, email, I'm sorry, about complaint about the chief of Algona and the mayor. I have problems, they don't take my problems with my service dog, being harassed by my neighbors, and so many things. And I need to let know tomorrow, the next couple of days, and soon the city of Algona, the city worker, for illegal dumping water from the Florida days in my property by police report from one of the officers. I think I don't need to spend $280 in suing the city, $280 suing an officer, $2,000 in suing the chief of Algona, another $280 because my neighbor defense, 6 feet out in the alley. The city of Algona don't help me because they say, well, this is not city property. But they told me to in your property, but they're supposed to 20 feet alley is working. I went to the fire department in Pacifica and Hugo. Nobody is going to go in the back. It is emergency fire. And we have, for experience, I can say, one in 2017. Well, I have a lot of complaints and things I'm doing it. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes here, but I will let the city, everybody know, I'm suing the city in the next few days and next few months for every single thing happened to me, and I'm not being helped. And I please requesting help from the council, because you see my email this morning. I mean, my complaints in the police department, they don't do nothing. It's not my job reporting nada, reporting to the Human Justice Center, they're reporting my neighbors and CP, child support. I mean, having 2 dogs die illegally, that is unhuman. 24 hours, chained to a fence, one in the front, one in the back, 2 people one for a year, another for like 5-6 months, back in 24/7, and they bring us a meal. Yeah, I never sleep. I'm just provoking that much.
30 more seconds, Maria.
Okay? They got emotional support children, they bring the paper to the city, but the city permit having until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, because the chief of Algona and Officer Gerard say they can do any noise, decibelios, 24 hours a day. The emotional children will be relaxed, special treatment. I'm going to sue the neighbor to take that mess, and I have to start working in the street. If detained by police, like I can see in the cameras, coming crazy, etc., etc. I have scared the people of my neighbor, they put a metal fence, and sometimes they leave it unattended. Last week, terminated.
Maria?
Fire department.
Maria? Maria, your 3 minutes are up.
And that,
Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody else that'd like to speak?
Yes. We would like to request an extension for an occupancy in a recreational vehicle.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Can we get your name and
you gotta give your name for the record. You're so good.
My name is Savannah Howard, address is 214 Washington Boulevard. We currently our grandfather lives in the trailer at that property, and we would like to request an extension for him to stay there while we, I'm so sorry. While we wait, okay, we put in an offer on a house today, to get a bigger house. I don't know, I'm trying to cry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. It's like, there's a lot of emotions. Anyways, we just need a little bit longer while we figure out if our offer was approved. And everything that goes with that, we have no idea how long this will take, but we're hoping for like a 60-day extension, if that's possible. I actually have a letter that goes out, it's pretty fast, and come for each of you, if that's okay with me to do. And then I also have proof that we are, like the offer link, if you guys are interested, we actually are working towards getting a new place, and the trailer will be occupied anymore. So sorry. And also, sorry, my printer is exploding blue all over the page, so yeah, that's like, oh my goodness.
So just to refresh the council's memory, by city code, the mayor can grant 30 days, anything past 30 days, the council has to sign off on. And that's, I don't want to speak for you, but that's what you're requesting, correct?
Correct.
You've exceeded the 30 days.
we met and
Yeah.
we talked and that, I don't know when your 30 days were up.
Today is the 30 days ago. Yeah, we met with the mayor on the 13th of March, and so today's the 30th day, and it's, we've been working really hard at trying to find a perfect place. We have a family of 7, including our grandfather. It's a very multi-generational house, and it's just jam-packed, you know. So we're getting hopefully a bigger place in Spitwood, which is really sad because I love our family. No, I'm crying.
I'd like to make a comment. She came and talked to me, and they have worked very hard this month to, you know, they know that the ordinance says that, you know, you can't have people living in a trailer. He's been in that trailer for a couple of years, I think. Anyway,
Since 2021.
on the property, and they are legitimately working to try to get another place, and so they can move. So I'll let you guys advise. I don't have issue with it. If that makes any difference to you.
Personally, I think it's a good thing to take care of the elderly.
I'm actually a paid caregiver, not that the paid part should be mentioned, but like I miss living caregiver. he's a pretty cool guy, but he definitely has a lot going on, and so he's a full-time job, that's for sure.
I would think that 60 days should give you time to figure out the housing thing.
That's what I voted for.
Do you need a motion, or do you just a verbal from all of us saying?
Since we don't have anything in writing presenting to you, I think the proper way is to get it on the record, and the attorney here can correct me if I'm wrong, is a motion and a second.
I am unfamiliar with this issue. I haven't seen any written materials on it, so I'm basing my universal knowledge on what has been stated orally, so please forgive my ignorance on that. But Chief is correct that the council would need to at least make a motion in a second.
I make a motion to approve the 60 days she needs to figure out her housing.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve 60 days extension on finding housing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I'll get something drafted, Mr. Mayor,
Okay.
get it up to you.
We'll get a letter drafted and then we'll have Dean bring it over. Okay? Thank you so much. Anybody have anything else? Thank you very much. Discussion items, item A is 2026, 2027 King County Waste Reduction and Recycling Grant. I think we started with this last meeting.
This is our third.
Their third touch.
Shouldn't it be in, had a discussion into,
It's not an ordinance or a resolution.
so we just need approval to sign it.
Yeah.
So I need a motion to,
I make a motion to approve the mayor's execution of the new 2026-2027 King County Waste Reduction and Recycling Grant contract.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the King County Waste Reduction and Recycling Grant. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.